helping us are technology. And when did this happen the last time? And I have to note this because this is when I started my lectures and I did the lecture in Venus. It's because we had the exact Venus, Sun, Earth lineup that we will not have again in our lifetime in 2012. And that was in the sign of Gemini. And that's when I first got my iPad. I started doing lectures, utilizing that. But we're going to find all new ways to use communication, technology, social media, our neighborhood, our networking. That's all related to Gemini. So we're going to be laying new seeds there. But first, we need to just bloom up until March. And then it's right at the new moon in Aries. And I said, that's a very important time. So something new is going to be coming then too.
Well, and we know that this is the Chinese year of the rat, the metal rat. What does that have to do with what all you're talking about?
Yeah, so it's actually excellent. And one thing that I want to talk about that is that, so the metal rat, metal relates to the fall. And in my bioenergetic cooking, I talk about the fall season because the fall season, it reverts to the harvest. So that's when we bloom. That's when we get the results of all of our hard work. And it's ruled by the air quality. So, and rats are very passionate. They have great instincts. It's about ambition and risk taking. Now, what I want to say is, though, because this is the year of the heart, 4-4, it's a 4, and we need to, and Mercury is another personal planet. It's the nosiest planet of the zodiac. That's why it rules Gemini. And but it gets in the mix, and when it goes retrograde 3 times a year, every single year, it brings us information that we need to make decisions. But where is it going retrograde? In water signs. So it's going to help us stay connected at the emotional level. And again, that's what Michelle was talking about, how important it is to stay connected. And these retrogrades are in very personal areas. Gemini, our personal environment. And then when Mars goes retrograde, it's going to go retrograde in the sign of Aries, the sign it rules. When Mars is retrograde, we don't move forward in the same direct motion, like we don't attack, we allow to come. And it's going to be a very interesting time of reviewing the direct motion we want to take in relationship to our own personal goals. Who are we? What is our authenticity?
Whew.
I know, so a lot, but it's very exciting.
Yeah, I'm getting, so you're saying, is Mercury then an extra special energy in 2020?
It's a balancing energy in 2020. Every year it goes retrograde 3 times, and people always go to me, oh, is Mercury retrograde? Well, I love when Mercury goes retrograde because we get what we have been waiting for. The answers come to things that we have been waiting for. It's amazing, but it's going to take us into the emotional realm. And we need that because Mars is going to be strong in going through Capricorn and then on into Aries later on. And then we've got these, the big signs in Capricorn, and Jupiter's in Capricorn now. So people born under the sign of Capricorn have a big year coming up for them. And as well as Cancers. And then, but it's keeping us into our intuitive side. So like getting into Kundalini yoga and breath work and bringing self-awareness and mindfulness to this high energy rat year. But if we're doing the work and being mindful of our authenticity, we can achieve great success.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But at the end of this year, it's not a time to push forward. So the biggest success I see coming is through the middle of the first 6 months. And then it's about kind of regrouping a bit because those 2 major personal planets are going to be retrograde.
So the retrograde planets that we use to actually build our success, that internal looking, that, regrouping, that I just went and spent all day yesterday reorganizing all of my bills, all my paperwork, which was stacked and scattered, and it's now all together. I'm like, wow, feels amazing.
Yes, it's an excellent time, and it's similar when the moon is void. Every 2.5 days, there's a void time, so it's a time to catch up. But it's a time to reevaluate, to relook at things. Things from the past come back for us to digest. So it's a reflection time. The
Mm-hmm.
signs that are going to be under, the spotlight, early Aquarians, because Saturn's going to enter the sign of Aquarius up until into the summer, but it only gets in there a little bit. So because Saturn is the timing clock, I also want to bring out that it's going to be important. The groups that we're in, the networking groups we're in, the friends that we have, reaching out and doing humanitarian things. Saturn's putting the spotlight there. Then it goes back to Capricorn and helps us to create that mastery. It's people born with early Taurus or Taurus rising. Uranus is in that sign. So it is elevating, that sign. And people that are Aries or Scorpio, your ruler is going to be going retrograde, and Taurus and Libra, because that retrograde planet is going retrograde. So during that time, just your energies are a little bit reflective.
Right. And we've got, as you said, we've got a number of planets going retrograde. And then we've got also more eclipses happening as well, right? So
yeah. So during the month of October, there's going to be tons of retrograde planets because the outer planets do retrograde as well. But I also want to say that I've been watching Mars trigger the eclipses for years, and they're going to be triggered because Mars is going to be going into Capricorn. It's in the sign of Sagittarius right now. And what it does is it helps us look to the future with optimism. So use this time. When Mars goes into Capricorn, not only is it going to get us focused on even more disciplined work, it's going to trigger the eclipses. So the February 22nd and 23rd is going to trigger the eclipse. That was the day after Christmas. March the 2nd is going to trigger the eclipse from last summer. And March the 17th is going to trigger the January 10th lunar eclipse. So what triggered just means that we get some more information about what was going on at that time. Things can happen in the world, though, like world events that are not so pretty, but on the personal level, it's going to bring up the things that were going on at that time. And then March 24th is a very big day because it's not only the new moon in Aries, it's a big awareness. Mars conjoins Pluto.
Uh-huh.
So this is a big, big time. So I really think that we're going to see some major personal success around this new moon. We're going to feel very good about our forward movement if we've been working on ourselves and what our craft is. And for the next 50 days after March 24th, 25th, we feel that Venus wholeness. And it's a beautiful thing.
Oh, that's so great to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Especially after it feels like we've been going through the eye of a needle,
Yeah, we've been turning the stuff over on our plate going, when are things coming together? And things are falling away, and people might not be getting back to us. And so I say, you have to go, wow, maybe the universe has something else in store for me. And you have to have that faith. And that's what Neptune in the sign of its own sign of Pisces has been helping us to get in line with. Neptune is all about believe and faith and believe in what you can't see. That's why entrepreneurs generally have some type of strong Piscean type of energy. It allows them to visualize, and then they put that into action.
Yeah. It just occurs to me for our listeners that what a gift it is to have this angle of understanding on ourselves and our lives. So we don't feel like we're just floating in and being hit with different waves of winds taking us different directions, but to understand what's going on at the astrological, the numerological level. It's not woo-woo. And, you've done so many years of working with the energy cycles. You've taken that into your cooking. You've taken that into your working with your clients and teaching people. Your organic supper club is a wonderful way that people come together and they feel the energy of the food. This kind of thinking is transformative at this time, Kimberly. I feel so happy and blessed that we've got people like yourselves and Michelle and the people we've had on this show come together with their concepts, because it's up-leveling the understanding, which up-levels the energy. So we're not a victim of what happens in our lives and victim of the news and all that. So this work is so important, and I'm so blessed to know you, and so happy that you come with such a wonderful knowledge of this energy world. I mean, you really do. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I love making a difference in people's lives, and you can tell I have a passion for this as well as my passion for cooking, and I do blend them.
And people can meet you how, Kimberly?
So they can call me at 754-235-1322. They can email me, kk@inthekitchenwithkk.com. You can direct message me on Instagram. My Instagram page is Kimberly KNOX, or my Facebook, KK's Fit Kitchen. I do a lot of stuff there. People watch and enjoy some of my free content.
Yeah, you have some great videos. I just love I love watching your Instagram and Facebook stuff, because it's always so informative. You're always so enthusiastic, and it just charges you up to get engaged in your health and well-being. So yay!
Yay! All right, everyone, get excited.
I want to thank you for joining us, and a big thank you to Integrated Healing Wellness Center for their sponsorship. Thank you all for joining. Be sure to listen with us next time.